going to teach you guys a couple of things. Anyone in this room who's ever Googled themselves, please raise your hand. Great, that's a hell of a lot of vanity in this room. Wow.
Got to be careful how you say that.
Yeah. TMZ, right? No, so it's very important, right? Google's been that barometer that we say we want to be at the top of. My property's on the top of Google. My link's on the top of Google. Well, that's phenomenal. You got to Mount Everest. Well, you know what? Google has their own mobile version of their site. We've all seen that. So does Zillow and Realtor.com and all these big companies with all this money. When you click on the link to your site from their site, all they do is say good luck. And now your site no longer works on mobile. So we fought to the top. We got there. Our buyer's looking at it. And all of a sudden they get there. They can't see you anymore. Well, that really sucks. Okay, and today we're going to show you not only how to avoid that, but why it's so important to have that and what's different on mobile than it is on the internet. So you see here, this picture is a nice big website trying to fit into a small phone. Who here has a mobile solution right now? Great. Not a lot, which means all me and my mobile guys are going to make a hell of a lot of money in this room. I love it. No, so more importantly, there's fundamental differences that everybody needs to know about mobile besides making your site look well on the phone. Number one is the internet is built for a passive user. 4 hours on the internet is like 4 minutes on the mobile device. You need to make sure that the relevant information is there, it's on top, and it's quick. The internet has different columns. The speakers before talked about Facebook and Google, left and right, and look at all this great stuff. Mobile has one. It's all vertical. So on top is your brand. Okay? One important thing, your brand should look the same on every single mobile device. Anybody get up this morning and say, you know what, I don't want to dress good. I'm happy to look okay. Right? Who does that? I did. Okay? I was just happy to get here on time. You know, if you haven't noticed, Matt's a pretty big dude, and I don't want to piss him off. All right? So it's really important to make sure that that formats properly, your users have it, and again, the stuff you're giving is relevant. Who wants to read an About You page on a mobile device about me on a small device in my whole biography? All right? I have to realize that I'm not that important to read all about that. But you might want to find out about my products or my properties and then other properties in the neighborhood. One important thing mobile has that the internet does not have. It's called click to call. That's the biggest thing I want you guys to get through today is click to call. You press a link on your mobile site, it automatically activates the phone and makes the phone call. Now, unlike the internet, where the property has information about other listing agents and their phone numbers, or maybe not, it's very easy for me to find that person on the internet. On mobile internet, it's not. So the transition is very, very easy to do. You need to make sure that click to call is about you guys on every property regardless. And that's what mobile has that the internet does not. Anybody download any apps recently? Right, so there's always a big debate about app versus WAP, and do I need a mobile website or do I need an application? And before I ask Jeff his opinion on that, because he's very opinionated on that topic, I like to just tell you guys that the key to the mobile solution is two things. Number one, it works with your existing URL. Your existing URL that's on your business card right now in your pocket. Nothing changes. You don't learn new technology. You don't learn how to tweet. You don't learn how to build a fan page. You do business as usual, and it just works. Who wants a break from all that hard work on technology? Right? We just want stuff to work. Turn the lights on, they work. Turn them off, I get to go to bed. So Jeff, how do you feel about applications?
Apps versus WAPs. I mean, there's a big conflict with everyone's chasing apps. Everyone knows about apps. The app world is changing. But here's two complicated situations in real estate. First one, from a grassroots standpoint when it comes to real estate. Maybe you don't know this, but we have to drive this comment home. Over the last 10 years, NAR, all these studies that have been done about consumers, the number one complaint consumers have had against realtors over the years has been not enough communication, not enough feedback. Where have you been? Haven't heard enough from you. Guess what it is this year? It's kind of shocking. You ready? And you got to think about this. Consumers feel they are smarter and more educated than the real estate professional most of the time. How does that feel? That feels terrible. Why does this, though? It's because they have mobile devices. They've got the web. They're researching all the data. As a matter of fact, the typical situation goes like this. They do their research at work. They're on Zillow, Realtor.com. They're on every website. They're blogging. They're learning how to do everything. They've got their mobile device. They Google your house. They map it. They drive around it. They walk around the property, know it's vacant, then call you with an MLS number, 253179, and say, can I see it? True? And we're sitting back going, I don't even know what you're talking about. They know the property, the bedrooms, the baths. So how do we get more savvy? Our platform has gone mobile. We have to have our data on demand where we stand all the time. When you're out with a customer showing buyers and they say, what did that house sell for? And hey, what's this one up the street? We can't use the excuse of let me call my office and check, or hope someone's in my office to check. We've got to utilize smartphones and tablets to leverage data. So that's the one problem. Second problem is kind of what we're going down the path of apps. How would you feel this? How many people in the room, just for show of hands, do not have an iPhone? Just for show of hands, do not have one. Okay, great.
Oh, man, that's it. We're leaving. Show's over. No iPhone?
Well,
What are you guys kidding me?
he's a BlackBerry user still. I'm going to keep him over here for a second. We'll keep the BlackBerries on the side. But if I say that, well, listen, what if I made an announcement today? Our company spent 10 grand. We built an awesome iPhone app. I can't wait to launch it, and I'm looking forward to you guys using it. What do you feel? Who cares? Who cares? I got an Android. I got a BlackBerry. What if it's not an Android or BlackBerry? What if I got an LG? I got a Samsung. I'm on mobile, Windows Mobile. So why are we chasing apps? We need to chase solutions. A mobile solution. So here's what I'd want from a realtor mindset. I want something that works like John said. I want my own domain name. So the domain I've branded for 10 years. I want that same name. I don't want to change it. So I got my domain name. I want it to fit on a screen. Because guess what? Besides iPhones, Androids, BlackBerries, and all the devices that are out there, what do your consumers have? Everything. Thousands of phones. If you haven't noticed, look around at the other neighbors' phones. What size are the screens? All different shapes, sizes. If my website doesn't fit that screen, that shape, my logo's hanging off the page, my content is so small I can't read it, I'll never search for a house because I can't see it. What happened to your brand? We lost it. And you think consumers are searching on mobile devices? Heck yeah, of course they are. They're sitting in front of the houses with them. So we have to have a solution, not just an app. Now, we still need the apps because an app is a brand. And a solution that John's going to talk about is not only going to conform and fit to every mobile device in the world, because that's important to me, that's my customer. But in addition, talk about a gateway app, which actually gives me an iPhone app, a Droid app, a BlackBerry app that I download from where? My website. So my consumers can have my brand on their phone for anything they need that fits their device.
Well, Jeff, let me ask you a question, all right?
Yeah.
So we have some great stuff about the mobile phone. We all have phones, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank God. Let's switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's give this crowd a little bit about something different besides mobile phones. Who wants to know about tablets?
Tablets.
All right, everybody have an iPad?
I see a lot of them.
All
There's
right.
a lot of them here.
Forget the iPad. All right?
No.
We're going to show you 36 new tablets coming out this year.
There's going to be a lot of them.
36.
There's going to be at least 36 happening. And what's going to happen is we as realtors are going to get overwhelmed. We're going to be totally swamped with I don't know what to buy next. So I got to narrow this down in about 2 minutes for you. Dell, Motorola, all of them going to chase the tablets. And I'll tell you what, tablets are going to change not only our industry, changing education, they're changing the medical field. We've got to get more driven to mobile devices. This is a mobile device. We need to be running our business off of these in the next couple of years, or you're going to be missing the boat. So, of all the ones that are coming out, they just say, Jeff, narrow it down for me. What two are you looking at this year? What am I going to buy? So let's just go, what am I going to buy? I'm an iPadder from the start. Look, is it perfect? No. It's missing some cameras, missing flash. We can hear all the drama. Is it still a great device? It's changed the world. Yes. Education, kids, it's going to change. I'm actually looking at the iPad 2, which many of you know, hits next month sometime, maybe the month after. They don't tell you nothing about it. Will it have cameras? Of course. Will it have better stuff? Yes. But what about outside Apple? I mean, I love Apple. What outside? Of all the Android products, I want you guys to take a peek at the Motorola Zoom. It's with an X. They just launched their first commercial in Super Bowl. I'll show you all the specs about it. It's 10-inch screen. It's going to have 2 cameras. It's going to be probably one of the finest devices. Now, I'm not sure about their price point just yet, but mark that one down. It's hitting stores the end of this month, and that to me is going to be one of my top 2 favorites, the iPad 2 and the Zoom out of all 36 of them. So take a peek at that one coming.
And one thing I want to touch on that Jeff said, and very importantly, your tablet is a mobile device.
That's right.
Okay? That doesn't mean because it's bigger than a phone that your website's going to work properly on that tablet. Check out your flash videos on an iPad and tell me how lucky you guys are. Okay? Now we're going to change it up again. Okay? So we talked about phones. We talked about having your brand on a phone, and that's very important. Talked about tablets. We're going to talk about delivery methods, communication. All right? We heard all day long about Facebook and Twitter and communicating. These are tools. Well, now we're going to use some of these tools to show you guys how to make money using mobile technology. Anybody care about that? A little bit of money?
Yeah.
All right, this way you can buy me a drink tonight. Thank you. So here's a couple of different delivery methods that are in the market today and that are coming down the pipeline. Mobile ID is text messaging. A good example is you could text John to 88500 or Jeff to 88500. You'll get our business cards. You have that good-looking box over there called a QR code. Everybody knows what a QR code is? Yeah, it's a really ugly, boring box, but it can do some really cool stuff. Google Goggles. Okay, we hear about it, we see it, it's talking about you can eventually take a picture of a home. That's coming, guys, but we are years away from that. Okay, what happens when that home is painted green instead of blue when it was a year ago? It's very hard to keep up with that, but it's cool technology. And Snap It is Microsoft's version of that proprietary because Microsoft wants to own everything. Okay, they couldn't be like the world and give away the QR code, they needed their own. Full disclosure, I do not own stock in Apple or Microsoft.
I got a question for you.
Hit me.
Do I need a QR code for every one of my houses?
Absolutely not. You did. You did. Okay?
Yeah.
So very interesting. We see this QR code technology. Who here thinks it's a fad? Raise your hand. You won't insult me. I didn't invent it. Okay?
Right.
Who thinks
You're
it's
right.
the future?
It's huge.
So, our company owns an office in Poland, owns an office in New York, and one in Las Vegas. We get to see cool technology coming across the pond before it gets here. QR codes right now in certain countries, you could buy a Coca-Cola from it. Now that's pretty cool, if you could buy a Coca-Cola from your phone with a QR code. Do not worry, that is never going to happen in America. Normally, you needed a QR code for every property you have. Now, you can't tell the difference between one QR code or another. There's no way to do that. So how do you know I put the right QR code on that right property? Now we get back to technology not working for us and us working for technology. I think we're all a little tired of Mark Zuckerberg getting rich and us getting not so rich off us doing all the work. Right? Well, QR codes had that fundamental flaw where you needed one-on-one. Well, now here today, I'm telling you there's technology that will allow you to use the same QR code, the same exact QR code in every one of your properties in this entire room, and it will serve the property information to that buyer without you doing anything. You sell that home, take the sign down, put it on another one. Once you upload the data, it'll automatically work. No more sign management. No more did I put the right code up. Do I not have a mobile-enabled site on that? This technology works for you for once instead of you having to work for the technology. One thing I want to tout on this right now is very important, guys. QR codes are absolutely free. Okay? So is the ridicule you'll get and the loss of business if you do not have a mobile-enabled page with that QR code. I took the time out. Everyone argues about, well, you know what? There's quicker ways to get the data besides QR code. Yes, there is, but it's not as cool as that. Okay? I take the time out of my phone, I click on an app, I scan that code. That means I have some interest, more interest than the person before who did not do that. It also tells me that we have a person with a smartphone. So now we're going to take a couple of guesses about that consumer. They're interested, they have a smartphone, they probably have some money, and they're paying a higher monthly bill. Great, so they did all that work to get to me, and now I want to capture that. Well, if they go to that site when they click on that link, and it's not mobile enabled, you just ruin the whole experience for them. They're gone, they're not going anywhere. They're never going to scan that code again for you. You've lost their trust. So advice that I'm going to give you guys today, all right, because we're close down to our New York minute here, and then we really get this place kicking, is very simple. Choosing vendors, okay? There are vendors out here that do mobile technology from QR codes to text messaging to mobile websites to mobile applications. My advice to you is very simple. Go to their site from your mobile device and another mobile device that's not yours before you listen to them or before you think about buying their product. Web developers are telling you, don't worry about it, your site is mobile. That's a lie. Okay? People are telling you, I can build your site mobile, it'll work on all the phones. Yeah, all the smartphones. You forgot that key word there. That's a lie. All right? It's like going to a dentist to get your teeth fixed, and all of a sudden when the dentist pulls out that nice little zzz, you realize this guy's got no teeth. Who's going to stay in that chair or who's going to get up and go?
Hey, real quick, show them the future.
Here's the future, guys.
45 seconds. Let's go to it. Show you what's coming real quick. You're going to see these tablets migrate real quick. They're going to be mainstream this year. But the ultimate goal is, does it replace a laptop or not? Do I need a laptop? Do I need a tablet? And we're seeing this, and we just saw it in China. It's coming over at some point in time. Something like the Lenovo, the LayPad. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to name it that here. The reality is, it's going to be a tablet. Call it an Android tablet. I could take it and dock it into a dock that makes my laptop a Windows 7 laptop. So tablet by day, docked laptop with Windows. So it kind of gives us the best of both worlds because you still need to be mobile no matter where you go. So you're going to see products come down the pipe that are absolutely going to blow us away in the next year or two, and we need to migrate to it. On that, any other future? We good?
That's it, guys. Thank you
Appreciate
very much.
your time.
You guys are excellent.
Any questions? Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah.